Hey guys, it's Jeff with Area North 40. Well, time to start up another one. Assuming I've gotten my software issues figured out. If you're seeing this, that means I did, right? So, about face. There it is. The golf cart. It's been sitting there for a while. Haven't really known what I was going to do with the thing. I talked about selling it, trading it for something. Long story short, I still got it, and when I got this thing, I traded it for a bicycle that I had, an old 1985 Diamondback, and the only thing that was wrong with it, according to the guy I traded it to, was that it needed new batteries, and so it did not have any batteries in it. Well, as it turned out, I made a different trade, and so now I have some batteries, and I'll show you those right now. There they are. Can you see them? That's good enough. I'll show you better in a minute. I've got 6 brand new 6-volt batteries that are for the golf cart. So I'm going to see if I can manhandle this golf cart out of its little hole there. It's probably been sinking into the ground a little bit, so I gotta heave it and hoe it and everything and get it out of there and get those batteries put into there. I still got to get the wires. It's got the positive and the negative, but it doesn't have the little interconnect to connect them all together. So I'm probably gonna have to stop by maybe a Tractor Supply place and see if they've got them there. So here we go. All right, it's out. All right, so Carly helped me flip that up like that, so this whole body piece here with that, we tipped it up, and of course everything that was in the back here just kind of fell down there, and that's okay. So we've got the motor right here, and we've got a wire here and a wire there, and the awesome thing about that is they are both black. So which one's positive? It probably doesn't really matter. I don't know, I've never dealt with golf carts before, but my guess is that you know, you've got this switch here that comes down right here, and this goes, it looks like this goes across over to that side, so I'm guessing that's the positive. But the way the thing works, I believe, would be that you in forward, it's got the voltage going one direction, and then literally when you flip it to go in reverse, it just reverses the polarity. I don't know that for sure, but that's just my guess. So I need to, as I said, I've got this connection here that will go on the battery. Looks like that probably does as well. And then that side there, as you can see, it's missing its connection here. So I've got to get a connection, something like that one right there, clamped onto here. This does look like a little bit heavier duty wire than that one over there. That also kind of tells me that it's probably the positive. Well, I don't know, maybe I should Google it, right, and learn how this thing works. Anyway, what I'm going to do right now, I'm not going to put the batteries in it right now. Each of these things has this wood right here. These are the platforms for the batteries, and this wood is kind of rotten, so this would have 2 batteries sitting here and here, and then another one here, and then 2 more right there and right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these out, and I'm going to use that wood that I've got right there from Daryl with Therapeutic Sawdust. You know, that wood guy that I mention a lot. He and I had made this little platform for a cart for a job that we were doing, and once we were done with that, he didn't need the wood anymore. So I'm going to basically do that and draw a line around it, and you know, cut a few pieces off that I need, and make some nice new battery platforms. So that's what I'm doing next. First, we must disassemble. No, disassemble. Yes, disassemble. So we got the bigger and the smaller pieces, and one of these ends is enough for that. I just got to make some lines and cut them out, and then do the same on that lower piece there with that. So I'm going to grab my circular saw and get that done. I need to go find a pencil first so I can make some lines. That'll do it. So let's see how they fit. That one fits good. That fits good. That fits good. And that fits good. Yay. Okay. I'm actually going to pull those back out of there and take a wire brush and clean up all that rust and everything, and maybe even squirt some just basic black paint on it just so it kind of stops the rust. But that project is done. Okay, I know I said I'd paint that. I don't really have time to paint it right now, so I'm just going to grab a wire brush and clean it up a bit, and that'll be good enough for now. I can always go back and paint it later. All right, so there we go. It'll go positive, then from there to positive, from there to positive, from there to positive, from there to positive, from here to positive, and ends with the negative right there. And that's how batteries work. I'm going to change out that very first wire to a red wire, just so we know that that's the positive side. It's a lot easier. It really doesn't matter the wires in between. I kind of was hoping that I could find something that was a different color, a neutral color, but pretty much all the wires I could find were either red or black. And so since it's going positive to that first terminal, I'm gonna consider everything after that. I'll just do black, even though it's going positive, negative, so forth and so on. Each one it's coming off of is on the negative side, so I'm looking at it like coming off of the last negative going to the next battery, and ending with a negative going to the ground. And that's how I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to be making the interconnects out of these jumper cables. Now, anybody who knows anything about this will probably say, dude, you're an idiot, you shouldn't do it that way, you can just buy those things pre-made. Okay, it's about at this point that I thought I'd come up with a brilliant plan to cut up an old jumper cable into the different lengths that I needed to go between the batteries. So I went through all this trouble to cut them into different lengths and strip the wires back, only to realize at about this point here, it was more trouble than it was worth, and my pliers were not strong enough to crimp on the heavy duty battery connector ends. So all of this was for naught, and I spent a lot of time messing around with this, and it wouldn't even save me that much money in the end anyway. So I'll forego all of that for you and just skip to the end. Okay, so that was a colossal waste of time and effort, and in the end it would have only saved me about 16 or 17 bucks, so whatever. All my friends that I work with that watch this will be laughing at me. Hi, Sergey. So my friend Sergey gave me these scissors, so thanks, they helped a lot. So anyway, now I have multiple different cable connectors here, like this one here, of varying lengths and varying sources. And so in the end, I'll get them all put on there, and we'll see if that motor is any good. It would really, really suck at this point to go through all this effort and then find out that the motor itself is bad. So cross your fingers. Okay, and that's that. So I went ahead and left the cable that was here, just because getting underneath there looked like kind of a pain in the butt. Got this little cable that was part of it, so I'm not sure what that goes to at this point, but I connected it because it looks like it's supposed to be. So I'm going to turn the key on and look for smoke. That's how we test electrical stuff. So let's go with forward. Oh, I hear things. Something's happening, because when I push on that, I hear clicking. I turn the key back off. So let's see. Oh. Ooh. Oh, is that smoke? I smell something. It's trying. It's trying. It wants to. All right, I think we got some activity. Let me turn that back off. I didn't see any significant smoke, just a little bit of I haven't worked in a while kind of stuff. So I'm gonna take a second here. I'm gonna get these tires pumped up, have Carly help me get this thing down so I don't bust myself or bust the this whole thing here, setting it down. Okay, the moment of truth. Everything's hooked up, the top is down, obviously still needs a bath, but let's just see if this thing can move around under its own power, and maybe maybe I can confidently say that it will work and take it golfing tomorrow. All right, let's see if I can get it to back up first. Oh, there we go. It backed up. It's going to forward. This is top speed. Not building a whole lot of confidence. See what happens when I get it over here on a little bit of a hill. Oh boy. Something just doesn't seem like it's quite right. Like, it should be faster than that. It should go better. I think maybe the connections down at the where the foot pedal engages, I think maybe they need to be cleaned up better. It's got something here that seems like we're moving about as fast. That's like kind of like slow speed. So when I push it forward, it actually slows down. It should speed up and go into more of a higher range. So I'm not sure what that's about. Well, it's encouraging but disappointing at the same time, because I don't really have time to fiddle with it anymore. I have to get up and go tomorrow. Doggone it. I really hoped I would have been able to get this thing ready to go. Anyway, I am encouraged. It does work. I'll throw it on a charger and make sure the batteries are all the way up. I mean, they're already charged. They come that way, but maybe they need to get that that extra push or something. I don't know. But
one eternity later.
Okay, many times have passed since I was working on this thing. But here's the deal. This thing is working, but not working exactly right. I'm talking about the golf cart, of course. Okay, so here's what we got. We've got this controller here that was mounted right down here, and this little arm, when you push the go pedal, it makes this thing pivot. That, if you can see, let's see if I can get you a little closer. That little round part at the end of this flat plate, that's a magnet. So that magnet would slide along the bottom of this, however it's oriented, I don't know. Anyway, it would slide along the bottom, basically from the outside edge towards the middle. And whatever is inside of this little controller, which is sealed, you can't take it apart and look at it, it sends a signal through here, up to here, and it's got many wires. Looks like about 7 of them. Now my guess is this orange one here comes down to this little doohickey and this doohickey, which I don't know if they're coil packs or what they are. They're controllers. We're just going to call everything a controller of this this sort or that sort. So you got the 2 controllers over there. You got the positive battery lead that connects there, and it goes through all the battery stuff. And then you've got this one here, and then you've got these guys over here, which has the negative battery lead that connects on this end. So does what it's supposed to do. This is not the kind of electronic stuff that I typically deal with, and I'm not really big on what was that, 3 or 4 phase motors or whatever this is. It's a golf cart motor, and it's got these 4 big wires that come along here, and my guess is each one of those gives it a little bit more juice or electricity for speed control. So what was happening is I'd push down on the go pedal, and it would kind of shudder and shake a little bit, and then it would start to go, but in the really slow mode, barely moving. And that was it. And then I'd push it down a little bit more, and it would drop out, and then I'd get it to all the way down, and then I'd get back to like maybe the next level, but still very slow. So the signal's not getting where it needs to go. One thing I did notice though, and this is kind of a big one, this is a resistor here, and it's got one over there that's coiled up quite a bit. This one here is broke completely off of here. Now the problem, I don't know, is if that thing had some sort of a malfunction and it blew it off of there, like, you know, caused sparks and things, that's not a good thing, because whatever caused that to happen probably never got repaired and may still do that. But if it just rusted off and just kind of broke off because it sat and got rusty, well, that's a different story. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that module back down where it belongs, and I'm going to pull that coil off of there. I need to squirt a little bit of this stuff here on it. to loosen it up because they look kind of rusty. And I'm going to take that coil, that resistor coil off, and bend it up to the way it needs to be, and put it back on there and see if I can burn myself down. All right, we'll let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'll try and unbolt that, see what we got. All right, well, in the interest of safety, I'm gonna go ahead and undo the ground wire on this thing. I mean, 36 volts might not sound like a lot, but with the amount of amperage, it could hurt me. So even though the key is not in the on position, I think it's probably just a good idea to go ahead and disconnect this. That's what I was afraid of. It may... Oh, no. I think that when it came off of there, either it's so rusted on that it isn't going to come off, or it actually did get blown off of there, like from electrical current, and had kind of a welding effect. I may not be able to unbolt that. Okay, well, I undid the other side. Of course, that side came off nice and easy, but if you look really close here, see how it's got them two little, well, boogers. That's what I'm gonna call them anyway. That is basically like slag, almost like from welding, because that, I think, pretty well confirms that this thing had some sort of electrical malfunction and blew that thing right off of there. Now, why? There's no way of knowing why that would have happened. I mean, it could have been that somebody was trying to hook up batteries, and they somebody who's not really that familiar with it or not really sure, it's possible that they could have reversed it and put one of the negatives that was supposed to go to the next positive onto the wrong spot or something, and that caused what happened there. But that is a complete guess. There's no way to know that. There's no way to know what caused it. And I know that these batteries are connected in the correct way, because it was working, and, well, I know what I'm doing. But if it messed anything else up besides that, I might just be chasing a lost cause here. Well, here we go. I was right about that thing being kind of welded onto the nut, so I found another bolt and nut. I kind of tweaked that and bent it around in a loop and made it match the other side and got it all put back together on there. Anyway, I went ahead, I connected everything back up, grabbed the key, put it on there, and it essentially does the same thing. So that module, I had to go get new hardware for that, but that module, I don't think that that's actually the problem. It seems to be sending or doing what it's supposed to do when that magnet slides underneath there. What I'm afraid is that maybe one or two of these guys may be bad, and the problem is I don't know nearly enough about these guys to know exactly what to do about it. I don't know what to exactly how to test it, or I mean, I can easily put a meter on any given point, but I have to know what it's supposed to be reading or what it's supposed to be doing, and I don't know enough about that. But at this point in time, I'm kind of at a standstill with this one. Now, I would love to convert this thing to a gas powered one. I've watched videos on YouTube where guys will do just exactly that. They'll convert them to a gas motor, like go to Harbor Freight and get one of their little 212 Predator motors, and that's cool. The problem with that is it's not the correct motor for a golf cart, because the correct motor, they have whatever kind of mechanisms they have and controllers that they have to make it so that they can do they basically, I don't know if you have ever driven one of these things, but the motor kind of shuts off when you come to a stop and you sit there. I mean, they're designed to ride around golf courses, right? So you'll get out of the golf cart, you go over to smack your ball or putt your ball or whatever, the thing shuts off. You don't have to start it up and turn a key to start it back up to go again. You just get into it and you hit the throttle and boom, it just goes. It's kind of cool, really. Kind of like the car technology. If you got a newer car that shuts off when you come to a stoplight, but in my opinion, it's actually better because you don't have, it doesn't use the starter in the same way where it cranks the engine over and starts it back up as soon as you let off on the gas pedal or whatever, or the brake pedal. It actually activates just by hitting the throttle. I would say gas pedal, but it's kind of more than that, isn't it? Anyway, I don't have the means to do that. If I put a Predator in this thing, it would work. I could put one that's got an electric start on it and get it to do that. But the other big downside is that it has no way of having a reverse. It would be a complete redesign of this thing. I would probably spend so much more money than what this whole thing's worth. It would just be easier to just go buy another golf cart that's already that way. I'm not into it a whole lot. These batteries, I traded something else to my friend Turner, or maybe I bought them. I don't even remember actually, but they're brand new batteries and they're in great shape. And it's a shame to get these brand new batteries, put them in this thing, and not be able to make it work. So I do want to get the thing working. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you think I should bag it on the electric motor and convert it to gas and deal with those issues like no reverse and having to start it up like that? Or should I keep plugging away and try and make this electric thing work? I mean, it could be a matter of, you know, testing these guys out, making sure they work, or replacing them. If I hadn't mentioned it before, that part down there is discontinued. Now, they probably have similar ones that work in a similar way, so I'm sure I could there's probably a fix for that, like a conversion, like an update, newer version of that could work. But like I said, I don't think that that's actually the problem. But what I need to be able to do is I need to be able to figure out if I can troubleshoot that and find out if it's doing what it's supposed to. And then I need to be able to troubleshoot each of these things and see if they're doing what they're supposed to do. And so since I'm not a golf cart mechanic, I don't really know how to do that. I can go to golf cart stores or shops or whatever and kind of run some stuff by them and find out if they'll even give me the information I need. I'm sure they're going to be like, well, just bring it on in. We can take care of that for you. Sure, $1,000 later for a $100 golf cart. I don't think I'm going to do that. So anyway, put it down in the comments if you think I should keep on with this thing, or if I should just bag it, scrap it, take the batteries and sell them, use them for something else, or what. In the meantime, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here and focus on some other stuff. And so I appreciate you watching the video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned. See you later.